Top 10 COVID-19 free countries you can visit. The situation in which we are during this pandemic is quite unusual. We have to be careful of something that cannot be seen from the naked eye, but it can cause a massive number of fatalities. People have lost jobs, their loved ones, and even their businesses. In this situation, traveling does look quite impossible, right? Well, if you visit these 10 countries that are not affected by COVID-19 that much, you can still have a great time without risking your life. So let's start with number 10. United Arab Emirates. Now, UAE hasn't completely defeated coronavirus, but they are among those countries which have the strictest safety protocols. You just cannot take coronavirus lightly in UAE. You are required to wear a mask whenever you're out. Only those hotels are allowed to operate, which are following the strict safety protocols imposed by the UAE government. Other than that, the UAE government also enforces social distancing in public. Going against any of those laws can result in heavy penalties, and trust me, you do not want to get in trouble with UAE's law enforcers. Do we really need to say why the UAE is a great country for tourism on the entertainment side? I mean, the country has cities that have amazing beaches, skyscrapers, many malls and shopping centers and whatnot. UAE is one of the world's most popular travel destinations. Number 9. Portugal. Portugal was hit quite badly by COVID-19 previously, but their government and health workers did a great job limiting the spread. Even though Portugal reports a few cases of COVID-19 daily, many of its cities are free from coronavirus, including Algarve, Lagos, and the Altejo. So, let's talk about why Portugal is a good travel destination for you. First of all, the beaches are pristine, and the view of those rugged golden cliffs from the beaches is absolutely amazing. Other than the beaches, the architecture, the food, and the culture are also quite inspiring. You might need a medical certificate upon entering the country, and if you are from a badly hit country like the United States, you'll be asked to quarantine yourself for 14 days. Number 8. Greece. Europe was once affected the most by COVID-19, with most countries in the continent reporting cases in tens of thousands each day. But Greece was one of the least affected countries in Europe. As a matter of fact, Greece's daily cases were 50 times lower than other affected European countries. So Greece is a safe place to visit. Talking about why Greece is so amazing, the crystal clear blue waters, the green and the paradisical island of Corfu, where you can just bathe in the waters and relax yourself. Great food, great views, and also amazing beachside hotels as well. However, if you're a tourist from a country that is badly affected by COVID-19, you'll have to go through quarantine. If not, you're good to go and enjoy. Number 7. Croatia. Croatia is another country that has kept itself protected from the deadly coronavirus. Compared to other European countries, Croatia has reported almost 20 times fewer cases and deaths. Even for the low number of cases it had, Croatia has an abundance of healthcare facilities and hospitals. It has more beds per inhabitant than most of the European nations. Therefore, the few cases that were coming out were easily neutralized due to proper healthcare facilities. And now, Croatia is among the countries which have been affected the least by COVID-19. Speaking of tourism, Croatia is mostly known for its history and culture. Therefore, if you're into that and like going to places like museums or monuments, then Croatia is a great place for you to visit. Plus, there are great hotels over there, and in these times, hotels over there are fairly cheaper than what they usually cost. So this is actually a good time to visit the country if you are on a budget. Number 6. Austria. Austria is among the world's best travel destinations, and the reason behind Austria being so iconic is the rich history and beautiful architecture it has. Among all the cities in Austria, Vienna is visited the most by the tourists. It shows how good the quality of life is in the city. As a matter of fact, Vienna's quality of life is on another level compared to other famous European cities. From nature lovers to history lovers, they'll all have a great time in Austria. Plus, If you are planning to go there to spend Christmas, you need to start booking quickly, as Austria has some of the best Christmas markets in Europe. Number 5. Georgia. Georgia was surprisingly one of the least affected countries by COVID-19. The reason behind this amazing achievement is Georgia's exceptional health facilities for its locals and its efficient planning against the spread of COVID-19. Georgia is known for its diversity, architecture, gastronomy, and culture. Their capital city, Tbilisi, is one of the most toured cities in the world. If you are into the Georgian culture, history, and heritage, then you should pay a visit here. You definitely won't regret that. Number 4. Fiji. Another beautiful country that is based on an island is Fiji. They had their first COVID-19 case back on March 19, 2020, and by April 20, 2020, all of their 18 affected patients recovered from the deadly virus. Fiji has banned flights from badly affected countries like Brazil, India, and the USA. But even if your country is a little less affected by the virus, you'll still require 15 days of quarantine. Other than that, the island is absolutely beautiful. The landscapes are amazing, and it looks like a gorgeous green paradise that's surrounded by clean, blue water. Number 3. St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis is one of the West Indies nations and was declared to be free from coronavirus back in May and hasn't registered any new cases since recovering all of its 15 COVID-19 cases. The reason behind this nation being secure from COVID is its tiny population, which is only about 52,441, and it is also an island with airports that are not busy, as it is not a very popular tourist spot, but is definitely worth a try. Although this nation is COVID-free, if you come from affected countries like the USA or India, you will have to undergo quarantine and wear a mask while traveling. Number 2. Seychelles. While Seychelles has not been declared free of COVID-19 by the WHO, the government has declared that Seychelles had only 11 cases out of its 97,000-plus population, and all of those patients have recovered successfully. At the beginning of the pandemic, Seychelles declared a ban on flights and cruise ships from affected countries, such as China, Italy, Iran, and South Korea. As of August 2020, people from countries that are low to medium risk of COVID are permitted to incorporate all required safety measures to visit the island. In the initial 7 days, tourists are obliged not to stay in more than 2 hotels or resorts and can only stay in hotels or resorts approved by the Public Health Advisory. Number 1. New Zealand. Because of their particular geographical locations and low population, most of the nations on this list don't suffer a lot from COVID-19. But the case was not the same for New Zealand. COVID-19 badly hit them, and the government decided to put the nation in a tight lockdown. Businesses were closed, schools were closed, leisure parks were closed, restaurants were closed, and several other restrictions were imposed in order to limit the spread of the virus. The lockdown lasted for 7 weeks until all of the 1,500 COVID-19 cases in New Zealand were recovered. The nation faced 9 tragic deaths as well. But now, New Zealand is fully free of COVID-19, and considering all the safety precautions, you can fly there. However, countries that are heavily affected by the virus are subject to a travel ban. That's all for today, folks. Hope you liked the video, and if you did, press the like button. If you want to see more amazing content from our channel, press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified first whenever we post a video or an update. Till then, goodbye and take care.